Today's learning objective is I can write a narrative. Today we'll write the climax to Tadio Jones' adventure. Our learning objective today, I can write a narrative. So we have continued with the same objective but writing our story in parts. What do we need to focus on today? How can we write an interesting and exciting climax? What features or parts do you need to include? Just think about those before we move on to the next slide. Today again we're looking at the features of an adventure story. The green boxes are the ones that we must use today, and the yellow ones are the ones that we should be using all the time to up-level and improve our writing. So the first one, the setting, we could describe inside the caves a little with the atmosphere, the tension, the excitement, using descriptive language. Another one is the story has a believable but interesting problem. So the problem, it's got to be exciting, but we don't want to make it over the top and too unrealistic. It's got to be something that people can connect to and feel really nervous about or really worried about. The characters solve the problem in a believable way. So maybe we're going to get to that point where we might just be starting to solve a little problem before the major problem. The feelings of the character are described throughout, so it's important that you show us how someone is feeling. So in other words, you describe it. Is their heart beating? Are their hands sweaty? Are they starting to bite their nails? Are they really nervous? So don't just tell us they're nervous. Show us they're nervous by telling us about the way their body's reacting. Use paragraphs. So you miss a line, start a new paragraph for your climax. Really important. And we're always looking for interesting language, so it creates a clear picture for the reader in the head. Use different types of sentences, using complex sentences with conjunctions. Vary the words that you begin with. And finally, speech is used and punctuated correctly. Today, in our climax, we want to make sure that we can use at least one piece of speech and it's punctuated correctly with inverted commas and any other punctuation such as commas, question marks, or exclamation marks, or even that matter a full stop. Now it's the exciting part. We watch the film. We're going to watch to 5 minutes 30 seconds. At that point, stop, because that's the point where we're going to write up to. It's right at the point where he has run away and he's trying to get away from the mummies, but the mummies have activated the boulders falling down and he's falling, he's in danger. So we really want to build that tension, okay, really describe it. So that's why the next question is, what is happening? What problem does he have? What is the most exciting part? They're the things that we've got to focus on and really describe to make our climax exciting, nerve-wracking, problematic. Now think for a moment, what is happening in the climax? Can we put down a few points down on our page that tells it exactly, maybe in chronological order, the order that it happens in time, so you know what steps are going to happen, so you can describe them in order and you have a clear idea of your climax. What problem does Tadio have? So obviously he encounters the issue with the mummies, he decides to grab the treasure, and then he has himself a problem. Just write down some of the problems he's created for himself in that area where the treasure is. Now really focus on when he's trying to escape from the mummies. The boulders have been activated by them, they're falling, he's stumbling, he's hard, he must be really thinking that he's not going to survive this. Write down some of the things that are exciting, describe how his body is reacting and what he must be thinking in his head. These are really key things to get out those feelings and those expressions. Okay, so it's important now that you read the text and you're looking for all the features that have the green box next to them. Can you identify them in there? So we've got the climax. Then Tadio gazed wide-eyed at the ancient drawings on the wall. It displayed a secret treasure room hidden in the humid passages. He found an iron lever. He pulled it quickly and a mountain of gold appeared just before his eyes. But as he wound the lever, he opened the sarcophagus that held the pharaoh and the sun. While Tadio was reaching for the gold, the little boy crawled eagerly towards the precious statue. Tadio realized he wasn't alone. His heart thumped uncontrollably in his chest. He suddenly spotted mummies moving in the tomb with him. "What shall I do now?" he whispered to himself. He instantly snatched the statue in his sweaty hand and ran for his life. Almost immediately, rocks began to fall dangerously towards Tadio as he tried to escape from the mummies. He was hit. Then a loud cry echoed. "Help me!" Read through the sample text. What features do you like? What sentences, what vocabulary do you like? What, if you could, what parts would you change? And here's the challenge for you. Can you find any prepositions? So that is where something's located. Next to, above, under, just look for them. Next one, conjunctions. They're words that we use between two phrases to make a complex sentence that extends our descriptions. We've got adverbs, which tell us how someone does something. Most of them end in ly words, but not all of them, so keep an eye out. And the last one, speech. Have we used any inverted commas? Have we used any speech in this? Have an eye out for that. Did you find prepositions, conjunctions, and adverbs? Well, we found some adverbs. We've got quickly. That means we give a sense that things are going to happen very fast. Eagerly, in the center of our paragraph, it tells us that they're really keen to do something. They're so enthusiastic, they're going to do it with real enthusiasm. Uncontrollably. That means they've got no control over it at all. It's just going crazy. It does it on its own. You can't control it. Then the other two, you got instantly and immediately. That's again like quickly. It's instant. It's fast. We're speeding things up, so it sounds exciting. So use these key adverbs to bring excitement, action. Conjunctions, we found and as. Can you find any others? Now I've not highlighted any prepositions. Can you find any in the text? If not, could you add any? All right. So in there, doing really well. I've highlighted in the purple some speech using inverted commas. Really important. Can you add some speech into your text? This is your task for today. Now write an exciting climax. Make sure you include adverbs, conjunctions, and prepositions. Try adding speech using inverted commas. Finish with an exciting, dramatic final sentence. Readers get hooked to read some more. Your climax must describe what he sees underground. Describe Tadio Jones's actions, thoughts, and feelings. And number 3, describes his dangers while trying to escape. Make it really exciting. Leave it on a cliff edge so people want to read your final paragraph. Really powerful skill as an author. Who's going to be our next special author?